Alright, we're recording. So, Efil video, I think EfilDay, probably 9 or something. I don't know how I got so far behind. Anyway, probably stayed behind. That's okay, right? Doesn't matter. Alright, I thought that was just a doom. Might as well do hope. What's the hope for the conscious mechanism? So I would argue that we sort of know what the dynamic is. That, hunger, horny, and ego. You gotta feel like you're somebody. It's not so much what you really have, it's that you have to see yourself among them, and they have to have admiring eyes. Yeah, you have to not be an asshole. That's how what keeps most people in the game is trying not to be recognized as an asshole. To have everybody saying, "Oh, there goes the asshole." That's what most people are after, in terms of their ego. Unless their ego's been destroyed by blah, 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 blah. But anyway. And that's part of it anyway. And the other part of it is this, having thing. We're like monkeys still. I mean, there's a part of our brain that's still in the ape class, and the mimic thing. And so we see other people with something or doing something, and we imagine maybe we would like to do that. And so we follow. We're sheeple-ish. in a large portion of our function gets caught up in that. Somebody talks about some kind of new thing, and we say, "Ooh, I want to try one." The new movie, the new this, the new. We always need something new. And so it's just a type of hunger for change, innovation, hunger for advancement. We like to think we're going somewhere. And we like to think it's not into the cesspool. So anyway, is there really anything you can make out of this game? I mean, I've metaphored the 500 million years of sentient life beating the crap out of each other as just a silly gladiator war. But is there something else for us to do besides glean satisfaction through defeating each other? Being better than the average, striving to defeat them. And I'd say it's really going to be hard to make any kind of psychological fun out of anything else other than some sense of that. To break the ego, that fundamentally is going to be difficult. It's sort of like declaring everything art. If everything's a masterpiece, who cares then, right? I mean, it's just almost impossible to do without taking the fun out of it, without taking the good out of it. If you don't put, the praise or the value, if you don't distort it into packets of value, places of value, things of value, and concentrate it as exceptionals, this chase for the exceptional, the better state of being, and people keep chasing that. They totally lose sight of appreciation. Something that made them happy 10 years ago doesn't make them happy anymore. And it's just that we're back to sort of the addiction thing, but we instantaneously addict to some things. It's like you see color TV for the first time. I remember when I was a kid, I saw color TV, right? And you're like, holy shit. Not necessarily that was better, because the colors weren't even that good, but it was just so colory and different. It made my home TV look like, oh, this isn't got any of that colory stuff in it. Now all of a sudden I see something's missing, where I didn't see the missing before. And you just acquire very quickly few more, soaking in of the color, and all of a sudden you can't live without it anymore. You're just too distracted by the not color, and that happens to us. If you glance at too good, then you'll be spoiled. We're spoiled by even just the notion, even the knowledge of something better behind door number 3, or somebody tells you it exists, and you'll just go out and look for it. Just because you know it exists, there's something better. I'm going to go find the better. It's like if I had, 10 Easter eggs and numbered them 1 through 10, and I said you get a special prize if you find the number 1 egg. Yeah, everybody's just going to, screw this egg, they're just going to be like number 1's what they're after. So what are you going to do with that psychology? Where's it got to go? What's going to be your super future intelligent solution to that problem? And I don't think there is one. I've suggested the safest thing to do is to put our brains in a beaker, plug them into an iPod, and create a fake world for us to beat the crap out of everything in. Where we can just do our glory dance. We can be the war hero and the football hero or the sex hero, or we can be every kind of goddamn hero. And just be dumb lucky all over the place. And just have everything happen just right for us. And we won't know that we didn't make it happen. We'll think we're so cool. We can own Microsoft, and we can live in luxury and privilege. And we can feel all proud of ourselves. Look at me, I'm king of the world. Yeah, and that would probably be the safest place to put consciousness, is in this fake world where it can't do any harm. Where it can't, wheel deal, where it can't goose step, the world into pain and misery. Because that's the nature of the beast, is beastly. Well, that's kind of good. That's a good quote. The nature of the beast is beastly. Yeah, that's it. So all your intelligence, you're just sitting there basically taking a crude mechanism and saying you're going to force it to be elegant somehow. And what will you accomplish, even if you can get it to behave decently? How much will you compromise to do that? How limp will its dick be? How much of the happy dog will you have to extract? I believe I have misturned. Yes, I have to go around that way. Yeah. I misnavigated. Intelligence can't solve that problem. Intelligence isn't going to solve the problem of the need machine nature of the functionality of our existence. That is our function, is to create need. I mean, it's a stupid function. It's like, I keep trying to make metaphors, but yeah, it's like we shit and we then clean up the shit. And that's what we do. We don't have some other function. And you can't, with all the intelligence in the universe, you can't make sense out of that. You can't make sense out of create the need and then attempt to satisfy some substantial portion. And so you use your intelligence to, let's say you could even do it. Let's say you could get to the zero and satisfy all the hard need, all the heavy deprivations of harm, the hard negative states. You still don't have anything. You just have something that makes a mess and cleans it up. You haven't done anything progressive or truly intelligent. You haven't It's not a resolution. It's just a placation of what exists. I mean, intelligence is going to want to do better than that. Intelligence is going to say, well, I don't want to just, polish the imperfect. I don't want to just, make something stupid, perfectly stupid, or harmlessly stupid. It doesn't, that's not much of an ambition. It's not much of a logical premise. The real game is for intelligence just to say, well, what's the real necessity of maintaining it, of keeping it, of playing with it, of messing with it? Wouldn't the more intelligent thing to do is to invest the resources in disengaging from the Borg, closing down the gladiator war? You don't have to tear the Colosseum down. Just slowly but surely incentivize us out of it until it's empty. And there can just be an artifact. A failure of biology. This imposition nature of the DNA molecule. Let's make more. Why? Let's just make more. Why? Let's make more. Why? Let's make more. I mean, it doesn't have anything else. There's no logic, nothing. It's, what are you going to make out of that? Again, how do you, with all supercomputer intelligence in the universe, you're not going to make anything out of that response to the question, why? 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 To satisfy a delusion? To serve a non-existent purpose? To accommodate silly people? Right? The silly perceptions of necessity in the heads of people of limited intelligence? Right? What else you got? That's all you got. So the supercomputer's going to just sit there and say, I'll be subservient to the silly notions in the head of, minorly intelligent people, meagerly intelligent humans who are deluding themselves with perceptions of grandiose and silly purposes. Yeah. No, the supercomputer's going to say, fuck you, I'm going home. That's what it's going to say. It's not going to see any purpose in serving delusions, overestimates, exaggerations. Again, it's just notions in people's heads. There can't be any discernible, dissectable acquisition of a real value here. It's replication for the sake of replication. That's not good. That's really, really problematic. Oh, somebody ought to clean up this place. Yeah, somebody. Well, somebody's got to quit making videos. Well, if I quit making videos, I'll just go to sleep. It's not like I do this work. Well, anyway. Gotta do it. Now it's winter, so I'll freeze to death doing it. Fuck me. Or something. Don't do that. Thank you. Anyway. Till the next time and such. Yeah, it's perfect time now. I shall be arriving home just as this breaking up of the sky thing starts. So I won't get too much sky dandruff on me. Okay. Anyway,